Oh, the sun is going down. I'm walking through the woods again, and I've been listening to this album by Balancing the Different called Lost in Austin. How I found out about this band is that they came up as recommendations on Blink-182 videos, because apparently they did some covers of Blink-182, and the singer of the band in one of the albums, he altered his voice to sound more like Tom DeLonge using a voice changer or something. That's why people keep associating Balancing the Different with Blink-182. And yeah, Balancing the Different, my favorite album of theirs is Lost in Austin. They have this song called Fine by the Summer, which is a really poppy little jam. Then they have this song called Tempted, which is about what I assume is being in college while your girlfriend is cheating on you, going to parties and stuff like that, and without your knowledge. And there's this line about being on the phone and she hangs up because you're talking to her and you're accusing her of the things she's doing. And then yeah, it's about like a really dysfunctional relationship. And then there's this song called If You Fall, which is about like unconditional love and how like even if someone leaves you, you'll always be the faithful person in the relationship. It's like almost 5 p.m. right now, which means the sun is going down. I never like to be out in the woods at night. I've learned a lot about procrastination this week because as many of you may have heard before in these earlier videos, I keep saying that I'm going to write more for my book, There's a Serenity in the Dark, and finish it. But I keep postponing my writing so that it never happens. That's textbook procrastination there. But at least I'm getting walks in every day and improving my physical health, I think. That's a plus. Get to see all this nature. And I really have Minecraft to thank for inspiring me to go adventuring and walking places. Now at a total of 2.10 kilometers for the day. That's an improvement, I think. I mean, we keep going further. We'll get to 10 kilometers eventually, even though I don't like to walk at night, so maybe I'll just call it a day after like 10,000 steps or something. But one thing I've learned is that life can be pretty scary. You can lose things that you thought were gonna be taken for granted. That's why you always have to be thankful for every day. Like anything could happen literally that could send you out on the street or like end your life. Really, some kind of disastrous event could happen any second. Like you're not given more than the second you have, I think. So you always have to be smart about plans for the future. Tomorrow we will continue the history lesson on the Russian Revolution. Still reading from Wikipedia, just basic stuff, basic level stuff. Wikipedia isn't usually a good source, but there are some articles that are locked, which means not everyone can edit them. Only the Wikipedia staff can edit them. So that's a good thing. Like, I'm pretty sure like George Washington's article on Wikipedia is a locked article. And like, I've seen people on Wikipedia just vandalize articles before. They just put random nonsense into articles and it actually works without being pre-approved first. I don't know how that happens, but it's like anyone can edit it and they can change things. And then therefore they put some nonsense there and it just shows up. There should be like a process where every change has to be reviewed, but I guess not. There's just so much knowledge out there that no one has time to review articles. And I do remember watching the movie 8 Mile, which was a pretty good movie. Thing about that movie is it showcases really the extreme poverty that people can be going through in the United States even, and like how hard it can be, like if you're in that situation, even just to get a basic job. And if you don't have a job, the whole world is nothing but closed doors. Like you can't get food, can't get anything. Maybe you can apply for some government food stamps or something. But the idea is you always want to be moving forward in a positive direction. with your career or your life. You never want to be sliding back or anything like that. Always want to be educating yourself, learning more about the world. Like every single job pretty much that's higher up than minimum wage job would require some sort of college degree or something like that. I really think that if you're willing to self-educate yourself, there should be a way to self-certify that, like a test you can take or something. Like having to go through college, like a lot of people don't even learn as much as they're supposed to in college. I guess like apparently a lot of people say that when you go to college, a lot of the material that is taught is really indoctrination towards one kind of political view. And it's not just learning how to think, it's telling you what to think, kind of. So like that's why it depends on what school you go to too. But at the same time, there should be a way for people to, instead of putting a college degree down, they can take a test or something and self-certify themselves. And it should be equivalent to getting that degree, if that makes sense. Because I don't believe that universities are the only things that can give you knowledge. Like if you want to go buy all the books, study them, and learn things yourself, write your own papers, and that should be an option on any subject at all, even like a PhD level thing. Like we give these colleges too much credit when, for example, they're supposed to be providing a service to us, which means they have no business really stamping a grade on someone who paid for the service. Like I think it should be a test. The certification should be separate from the university. I mean, I did pretty well in college, but this is just my thought process that like if you're paying for someone for a service, the people who certify you should not be the same people who provide the service, I think, with a college. But yeah, that's just the way we've developed things, I guess. Can't really turn it around now. But like this would help in two ways. First, like it would weed people out who don't really study in college. It would also give people an opportunity who never went to college to get that degree anyway, if they're willing to study, and they don't have to pay a professor or anything. They just look up the relevant resources. They could do like a 2-week period of test taking on all the subjects, and if they pass all those stringent tests, they should be awarded the equivalent of a college degree or like a master's degree or PhD. That's what I think. Spend too much time belittling people who self-educate. That's a problem in our culture. And those were my thoughts during this walk. Hopefully someone enjoyed it in some fashion or form. I think that's something YouTuber Gamer Rant says. Yeah, shout out to that channel. Always calling out the bad business practices of companies. Oh, that's a whole nother can of worms. Like how video game companies just make way too much money for not having a good product by monetizing things they shouldn't be monetizing. Well, I don't want to get into that now, but anyway, everyone have a good night, and think about education and do something to make the world a better place. I think that's what I want to leave everyone with, that message today, that the more educated you are, the better the world will be. I think if we have a lot of people that are more educated, because like when we have people who have education, it makes it easier for other people to get educated, I think. Like when you have a whole culture filled with a bunch of people who have no education, that's tends to be the way it stays. People stay in poverty. But when you have the opposite, everything flourishes. So everyone have a good night. I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe. Thank you.